What's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here with the lovely SharlitaOne on Mother's Day. Just want to say Happy Mother's Day, amor.
Aw, thank you.
Yep, we got a little bun in the oven right already here, so it's been a while since lovely SharlitaOne's been on camera, and I thought, hey, we saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 for the second time yesterday, and I just figured, hey, why not talk about it a little bit more? So there will be spoilers in this video, and it's not going to be an exceptionally long video. We're just going to talk about a couple of things that SharlitaOne really liked about the movie, and just converse about the things that we liked and the things that we didn't like. And yeah, so I also wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Never have I appreciated what mothers go through until actually being side by side with one on a daily basis and seeing
it's really hard.
And we haven't even gotten to the hard part yet. we haven't even we haven't even started. It's actually, this is the easy part, I think. That's what everyone's making it.
You haven't experienced a hard part yet.
Yeah, I haven't experienced any hard parts yet.
I was very sick my first 3 months.
Yeah. And so we're in the second, she's in the second trimester right now, and third trimester is coming up soon. Baby is due in October. This dork room will cease to be in August, something like that, right? Is that what we're looking for, to destroy my beloved dork room?
No comment, but yeah, August.
Yeah, that's your comment. Yes, August. Just don't want to look mean. But no, it's okay. It's okay. Nugget better be awesome. I know he's gonna be. I know he's gonna be awesome. And this is actually Nugget's first YouTube video, also. So
that's why I'm on a stool sitting up higher, so you guys can see Nugget.
Yeah. Well, can you stand sideways so people can see how much the baby's sticking out? Yeah. So she's very totally pregnant. Nugget. You can't feel Nugget kick right now, but I can feel the baby moving inside there. So, anyway, how exactly far along are you? 4 months. I think it's 4 months now. 16
weeks according to my app.
That's
4 months.
Yep.
Going on 17 weeks.
Yeah, so 4 months preggers.
Let's try and get back.
All right, so on to Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is kind of funny because to me, it's kind of weird because we got married the same year Volume 1 came out, and then the same year.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then the same year that we're having our first kid, Guardians 2 comes out, and not only that, but we have the toddler Groot or the baby Groot running around, and it's kind of like it's like
you
Guardians
felt that too when you watched the little baby Groot.
And everybody has to take and everybody has to watch over Groot, like, don't put that in your mouth, and
the similarities, right, are just kind of funny to think about. Yeah,
it's just kind of funny how everything just kind of synced up. So I wanted to talk about some of your favorite parts of the movie, like some of the things that you thought were really great. And one thing that we discussed actually before we get to that, aka giving you time to like pick a couple of things. When we walked out of the movie theater, one thing I was thinking about was how a lot of people have said how they liked the first one more. Like, by a lot of people, I think this one's better. Like, when I just think of the two movies, and I just think that there's just so much more in Volume 2 that we're getting. I think we're getting a lot of character development. There's definitely a lot of characters that I feel differently about after seeing Volume 2 than before watching Volume 2, which really makes me feel like that's significant character development. We also get a ton of new characters, a ton of new possibilities that we could see. Not everybody got the cameos or the sneak peeks to other films that they wanted to see, but there's so much out there that it's like, the stuff that we did get, I'm very happy with. I thought Ego as a villain was much better than Ronan. I mean, like we were saying yesterday, like Ronan, like his motive is after centuries of war, with the Xandarians and all this stuff, and what they did to my people. Which is a very generic motive, I think. Like I got revenge on them for killing my people for the 100 years, even though they had this treaty and all that stuff. Whereas Ego isn't necessarily. I mean, he's out there to destroy the universe, right? Like, he really wants to take over the universe, but he doesn't. But he really feels like it's his duty in existence. That's his duty in life, to spread his existence throughout the whole universe. So, I just like the part 2. I think part 2 is the better movie. I think I like it a little bit more, even though I love part 1. I really do. I think part 1, first Guardians
movie. I've
movie.
watched that movie so many times.
Yeah, countless
a bunch of time in the
times.
theaters, and I love watching that one here. Again, this was another really good movie to watch in 3D, and we're lucky enough to have a 3D television. So that is actually one of my most favorite DVDs to throw in and watch with 3D glasses, because it's just beautiful. And I can't wait for this one to come out also, so I could just watch it over and over again with the 3D glasses, because the 3D in this was just amazing.
Yeah. And I was reluctant to actually have us go watch it a second time, because I'm like, we got a kid on the way. I'm throwing stuff up on eBay right now. You know, I don't want to be like, and then...
We did save by not watching it in 3D the second time.
Yeah, the second time we didn't splurge and go 3D XD and all that. We just watched bare bones 2D. But
still beautiful though in 2D.
Yeah, but the other thing too is that we do have a kid on the way, and a lot of people are saying like, hey, it's hard to go to the movie theater when you have a kid, right? So we're thinking, hey, you know, do it while we can, because this may be the very last time we see a movie in the theaters twice, right? I think the way it sounds, we're going to be lucky to see a movie in the theater at least once. Well, I'm going to have to for the YouTube channel and stuff, so I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm still going to the movies.
It's okay.
But we'll figure out a way to work it out. We'll do something. Because I know, well, you know, even lately you've actually had to miss a few movies because, like, she didn't see Logan yet. She never saw Logan.
This would be going off topic. It's just that sometimes the theaters just... I don't always end up next to the most considerate people when I go to the movie theaters. So there's just some films where if they're not on my, like, I need to see this, I'll just avoid it so that... Not avoid it, but I won't see it in the theaters and I'll wait for it to come out.
AKA people hella talking or on their phone during the movie. Like,
or
you get
smelly.
That. Yeah, that's your thing with the smells. I don't really...
Oh, I mean,
I have a big nose.
I've got the most sensitive sense of smell.
Yeah.
Sensitive sense of smell, okay.
Yeah, it's just
but,
like...
yeah,
I'm like, you're talking to me about smells and I'm watching the movie. I'm like, what?
I never talk to you during the movie.
Que huele feo.
I don't say that. You made that up just now.
¿Te haces un pedo?
No, I don't.
Like, no, what the hell? Yeah. So what would you say your favorite parts of the movie were? Like, what would you say? Like,
oh my gosh,
some of the things
it's
that really stuck out to you?
hard to pick. But when I think back at the movie, I've got probably 3 that stick out. Like just when I look back real quick. One is just the opening scene. I thought that was super fun. I loved seeing them. You know, while Rocket was trying to get the radio going so they could listen to music, and then their little bickering about that, and then how they were all fighting, and then Drax, you know, being Drax, and you know, gosh, Groot dancing was just adorable, like in the forefront, you know, like I loved that opening scene. It made me really happy. Like it just kind of was a good kickstart to the movie. It took me out of whatever I was thinking of, you know, getting to the movie theater on time, and it really got me into movie mode and really like reintroduced me to all of the characters and got me ready for the rest of the film. So I thought that was really fun and entertaining, and I thought that scene was like really fun to watch. Sorry, that was kind of redundant, but then after that, 2 other scenes that I really liked was, well, I liked Yondu's story arc. You know, the whole thing where the Ravagers all did the mutiny, and, you know, seeing him defeated, you know, that was really, like, sad to see. You know, how he just kind of had to watch all of his soldiers or whatever, you know, be thrown out into space. But then he came back with like Yondu's revenge. I loved that scene. It was beautifully...
Yondu's revenge.
Yeah, it was beautifully done. I just loved watching that, you know. The other part that I really enjoyed...
Mary Poppins, y'all! I didn't talk about that.
Later in the movie.
Yeah, I know that was later in the movie, but it's like, I thought it was hilarious the first time, and I didn't talk about it in the last video, and I just thought that was hilarious as hell.
Yeah, he looked like Mary Poppins. Was he cool?
Yeah, was he cool? Yeah, he's Mary Poppins, y'all! I thought that was great. Michael Rooker. Okay, go on, sorry.
The other part I really liked was when Rocket was, you know, watching the, sorry, I have pregnancy brain, it's kind of hard. So when he was watching the ship while the rest of the crew was on Ego, and all of the Ravagers came, and he had all those little bombs set up, and he was taking them all out. You know,
in the forest.
In the forest. I really liked that scene a lot.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a lot of fun. Very creative too. Like, you know how he jumped across all their heads and he put those like shock things on top of their foreheads, and they all went out at the same time and stuff. That was really fun to watch. And
well, one thing I did notice though, it's like he's punching the hell out of that guy, and he's just got this tiny little fist. I'm like, I don't care how strong Rocket is. Really, that tiny little fist. Like, I don't think that's gonna knock anybody out.
Was it throwing his head back alive?
Yeah, like he's just like punching the guy like while he's down, and I'm like, that's not.
Well, we don't know what they did to him when they did all those experiments, you know.
Oh, if he's super strong.
Yeah, they could have given him like some super serum
I guess.
and stuff, you know. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he does hold very large guns.
He's also
right?
alien. I mean, Drax was being drugged behind that ship
Drax
when it was going
like,
down, and he was running into all those trees.
Well, no, they made it very clear already that Drax is like pretty, you know, near indestructible. Mm-hmm. Even though he did take that arrow like right in the chest, which was awesome. One thing I want to talk about before I forget, because this is something that I wanted to talk about in the other video, was an experience that we were able to share together. Was at San Diego Comic-Con last year, and they did this thing at the Guardians panel.
Oh, that was fun.
Where they well, first off, our seating, we were very close, and it was me, and then SharlitaOne, and then a caretaker, and then a handicapped person to the left of the caretaker, and the handicapped person was in a fairly large wheelchair, right? Mm-hmm. Now, there's a part during the presentation at San Diego Comic-Con, they already had, I think, the main cast up there or something.
Yeah, the main cast was up top, and then they had a surprise.
Yeah, they had a surprise. All the lights go out, and then a spotlight turns on behind us. So we stand up. Everyone around us stands up, so we about face, and we're in the back of like the front aisle. So we could see, you know, the walkway is the walkway is right behind us. Spotlight goes on, and the Ravagers come out, and I mostly remember seeing
we were so excited.
Sean Gunn. Yeah, Sean Gunn was in the front, and Taserface, and a couple others, and we're like, whoa! And everybody's like, and they bust out of there like, rah, rah, and you know, they're doing their whole thing, but one of them had bumped into the handicap person, and it got super awkward really quick. Like, it was so weird because they bumped into them and then checked to see if the guy was all right.
Well, the weird part, I think, for me was because James Gunn, right?
I think it's Sean Gunn is his brother. Captain's Guard, yeah.
So Sean Gunn, he had a moment where he was like, oh no, did we do something wrong?
Yeah.
And he looked at me, like, straight dead in the eye, and I was like,
he's like right in front of us.
I was like, I don't know them. I don't know what happened, you know?
And then, like, Taserface was, like, rubbing the handicapped person or something, like, just, like, it was weird.
Well, the caretaker didn't react at all, and then I think he noticed that he wanted to, like, let his brother know, like, hey, dude, check it out. There's all these people here. So he started going like this. Oh. And that's when I think they kind of panicked. Like, is he doing CPR? Yeah. So they were like, are you okay? It was just a weird moment.
Yeah, but, like, it was basically... Yeah, it was weird because it was like somebody hit the pause button, but it was just live action right in front of us. So, like, they came out and and then all of a sudden... I just remember Sean Gunn standing right in front... Like, you standing right in front of Charlita-One and just kind of like...
I was like,
it was big eyes, like, right there, and we're just like, oh. You're the show, dude. Like, you're supposed, like, I didn't know what to do. And it was just so weird. So we were cracking up thinking of the idea if anybody leaked footage online, like, they would catch the whole thing, but just catch our stupid faces, like, what? Like, it was so weird. We went from clapping and being extremely excited to being totally confused like that. It was so bizarre. And the handicapped person is just there. It was like, whoa. So my speculation is that they had their rehearsal, of course, with the room being empty, and I don't think they planned for that large handicap wheelchair to be where it was. Even though it was a designated handicap spot, I'm sure they just didn't expect it to be there, and somebody had bumped into it, and they're just checking to see if the person was all right because they felt bad. But it just made it really awkward, and it was really funny. I don't know. Like for us, from our, you have to see it from our point of view.
Our perspective.
So we were cracking up yesterday talking about that, thinking about it. It was hilarious. It was so weird. It's like, so because we were very excited to see them, but then like they just seemed very concerned and didn't know what to do for a minute. You know?
The caretaker should have been a little bit more like, it's okay.
Like go
he didn't
on
do
with
that.
your thing.
I think they looked around a little bit more for like, hey, you know.
Yeah, like the caretaker didn't want to be there that day or something.
Oh yeah, he's kind of.
Yeah. So
anyway,
were there any other favorite parts about the movie that you want to talk about really quick before we wrap up? And things that you disliked?
Yeah. Okay. So back to the parts I liked. There was this one short scene. It was an exchange between Drax and the character with the little antlers. I forget. Mantis, where Drax was looking out onto the water, and then he explained, how it kind of reminded him of his daughter, and then she just went over and simply just touched him, and she started crying. And I was just like, oh, he feels that on the inside, even though he's like all like stone-faced and everything all the time, and it just gave him that much more depth, and I thought that was a really well done scene.
I love that too, yeah. Because you see what he, like the face that he puts out there, like he has the wall up, but she's wall-less, just crying while he's just sitting there. Like, I thought that was very good. And to bring such a strong emotion to a character that for the most part was the comic relief of the film too. I thought that was very smart. I thought one thing that we talked about was every scene had a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Every single scene had a purpose.
And it had so much content in such a small amount of time, but it didn't feel rushed, and it felt very complete. Mm-hmm. So that made just such a beautifully made movie. And I think the most criticized scene was like the baseball throwing part, with Ego and Star-Lord. I think that was intentional.
I thought that, and I feel like that it needed that to be in there. I thought that scene was actually very necessary because we want to see them bond for a minute. You want to see Star-Lord being happy with his newfound father and stuff. So they wanted to kind of solidify that relationship and actually see them bond. Even though it was purposefully cheesy. It was hella cheesy, especially when you see Kurt Russell run down the steps. You know what I mean?
By the way, I loved Kurt Russell.
Oh God, wasn't he great?
And then seeing Snake Plissken.
Snake Plissken the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as soon as you see it, it's like, whoa, how did Snake Plissken get in the movie? Yeah, and then one thing I wanted to talk about too that I didn't mention last time is how they took out some scenes. How some scenes were altered from the trailers that we had seen. The hug between Drax and Star-Lord, and he's like, oh, do you want a hug? He's like, no, okay. And then he hugs him anyway. We didn't see that in the movie. Another slight little detail is when Groot runs off with the bomb to leave it on Ego's brain. In the trailer, you hear him yelling, I am Groot, as he's running away, but you don't hear him yelling anything in the movie. He's just running towards there. I just noticed that. You didn't watch the trailer like 7 times in a row like I did.
No, I try to avoid trailers. I mean, I watch one and then that's it. I don't keep watching them over and over again.
And do you have any dislikes that you may want to talk about?
Oh gosh,
it's almost like an
really
interview
can't. I really can't even think of any dislikes right now.
Anything that you didn't like about it? See, I didn't notice any. For me, I didn't have any lulls in the movie.
No,
I didn't feel like, oh yeah, this part again. I mean, I love this movie, but there's just this part I just wish it would. Not one part like that gave that to me. I love the visuals in the movie too. I felt like there's just so much beautiful stuff to look at.
Even the gold people.
Oh, I can't. Not the Celestials, but I can't remember their name. I can't remember the name of them, but yeah.
That was pretty amazing. All the gold, and then the lighting was just perfect. They used
and that's what Adam,
on that.
And that's what Adam Warlock is going to look like too. So Adam Warlock has an orange, goldish color complexion, so he's going to look like one of those characters.
Is that the character that they were making at the end?
Yes.
She had that. Okay.
Yeah, hold on, stay put. I'll show you really quick, just so you can. I just have it right here up on my wall. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my Marvel Legends Adam Warlock. This is Adam Warlock right here.
He doesn't look so gold here.
No.
He's wearing the gauntlet though.
Yeah, he is the Nemethith the Nemethith to Thanos.
So my pregnancy brain rubbing off on you.
Yeah, so that's a classic look. Yeah, he does kind of have more of just a regular human flesh tone right there. Oh no, I painted him! This is during the dark days of Marvel Legends, so you can see that orange right there. I actually painted that a little.
Oh, to give him some definition?
Yeah, well, I thought he was supposed to be a little bit more orange in the face, so I did. And will it zoom in? Nah. Yeah, the DSLR won't do it. But yeah, that's Adam Warlock right there. He's the guy who ultimately kicks the butt of Thanos. With the help of, well, spoiler alert, I mean, Nebula plays a huge role in all that too. I mean, really, without Nebula, the universe would be something else, you know. So Nebula, they're building up Nebula a lot more. She, like I said, she's actually very important to. She should play an important role in Infinity War. So I'm expecting that. But man, the possibility, seeing the Guardians and everything come back together.
And then I didn't know, like, it just as someone hasn't read any of the comics, you know, I've only watched the films and I've talked to people who like the Guardians, that the Sylvester Stallone, that whole crew of
yeah, the original Guardians.
They're the original Guardians. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
that was a nice touch to the movie.
Yeah.
And also the little there was something I found out afterwards too, is that some people have liked to try and put Stan Lee in as one of the Watchers.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I didn't talk about.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, and Stan Lee was great too, wasn't he? He was hilarious.
Yeah, if you notice, he was like, and one time I was a FedEx guy.
Yeah, last time I was a mailman or something like that.
He said FedEx, and he was a FedEx man when he said Tony Stank in that other film.
in Civil War.
In Civil War,
which was the last. No. Strange was the last Marvel movie.
It was Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and I can't remember exactly. I know he was in Doctor.
Where he called out Tony Stank.
No, that was in Civil War, but I don't remember what his role was in. Don't take the rubber band off, because that's what I'm hanging on the ceiling.
Fidgeting with it.
Yeah.
I need a fidget spinner.
Yeah. Just like in the Marvel Legends collector documentary, just like. I actually got that from one of my best friends, Isaiah, who actually would do that. Like, the second you would try to pose something, he would just yeah, I'm taking that. Okay, so nothing bad to say about the movie. Oh yeah, so seeing Stan Lee as one of the Watchers, I thought that was great. Seeing the Watchers at all, I thought was pretty awesome, you know. And oh yeah, I have one of the Watchers right up there. You see, right behind you, all the way up there. Look at my finger.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, you see him? Oh, okay. Verbal acknowledgement. Jeez. Or else I'll just keep pointing.
I thought you were talking to the camera.
Oh, no, because it's not on the camera. You can't see it on the camera. No. It's all the way up there.
I can't see that either.
Oh, anyway, yeah. So is there anything else you wanted to say about the movie before we cut it off? The video's over 20 minutes long, and I'm not editing nothing today. It's Mother's Day. Don't have time.
No, I really loved the movie, and I hope I get to see it at least one more time in the theaters, and. Can't wait to own it and watch it like a million times here at the house.
Your mom wants to see it. Is that right?
Yes.
So
well, my mom wants to go to the movies tonight.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to guess this is going to be the movie that she picks.
Okay.
We haven't discussed it yet, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that covered everything that I wanted to talk about too. I think that I'm pretty sure that got everything. I don't think I forgot anything else. Chances are I probably did, so let me know about it in the comments below. I should have a review up on Tuesday, so that should be the next time you guys see a video from me. And I want to thank Lily SharlitaOne for being my baby mama and everything. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and thanks to all the mothers out there. And stay tuned for the next review. Say goodbye, SharlitaOne.
Goodbye, SharlitaOne.
And I'll catch you guys later. Peace!